Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure, Beef Loaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, My Sock Summer. And your host, he's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom, Cheesy E.
Thank you, Cornsey, and welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If Beef Loaf says allegedly, or that he made a video about that, you drink. If My Sock Summer mentions his time on the West Coast, or blames his kids for something, you drink. If I fuck up the intro, or make MSS appear to be dumb, you drink. And if our guest houses any food while we're talking to him, you drink. And of course, you can make any of us drink, or all of us drink, for $1.08 or more. Or more is the better option. Remember that that's the better option.
It's the good one.
Drinking, my friends. What are you drinking? Beef Loaf, what are you drinking tonight?
Oh, I've got plenty of leftover Pilot Project Brewing, and I'm drinking the Two Falls. That is the hazy IPA, and it's so scrumptious, Treasy. It's so juicy that I took the first sip, and I'm like, oh, fuck. This is going to be one of them nights where the post-show meeting, I try to down a couple more of these afterwards just because they're tasting so good. The first few sips, delicious.
There's no doubt. I had the other IPA the other like kind of hazy IPA that they do when I was over by Josh Nelson's for the 4th of July. Also incredibly good.
Beautiful.
Fantastic. I love it.
Great beers.
My Sock Summer, what are you drinking?
Yo, I am finished off that small batch bottle of Four Roses as my taste tonight. I am going to be moving into a small batch bottle of 1792 after that. Wow. That's been sitting on the top of my shelf.
Since 1792.
Since 1792, since I moved in. So yeah, no, it's I'll be doing that tonight. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to move into. If I don't like that, I have Heaven Hill over here too, so we'll see how that goes. Treasy.
How much bourbon do you got lined up right now? Like, I want to know how shitty you might get tonight.
Oh, I mean, I'm excited. I'm not even going to get hammered. I mean, I'm not even going to get through this bottle if I go to this bottle. I got 2 bottles, and then I got a Woodford Reserve, and then I have a full bottle of the E.H. Taylor that HBIC gives us every year. I have that just sitting there waiting to be open, but because I'm like, but I want to drink that all night. Like that's like an all-nighter. I love that. I love that shit. So like, I brought it down because I was like, I got 2 bottles of it because he's very generous, and so I keep one upstairs and put one downstairs. So, what are you drinking?
Upstairs and downstairs bottle, Trees.
I love that shit. That shit's great.
I like your approach.
He's got the one hidden behind the toilet, and he's got the one at the top of the closet.
Hey, listen.
And another one under his bed no one knows about.
I'm just
Where's that bottle of Tito's? Check under my bed.
True story. That's a true story.
That's a real story.
Loaf, that not me, but not true story. Yes. Just want to clarify, just in case. But Loaf, yeah, if you have that bottle of E.H. Taylor and you're not drinking it, I'm gonna steal it from you and drink it. Probably.
No, I haven't. It's actually in my wine cellar. I haven't touched it yet, but it will be in the rotation.
Awesome. Treasy, what are you drinking today?
I'm on that Pilot Project too, the Brewer's Kitchen, the courtesy of Copenhagen.
Oh, baby. It's so good.
I love this beer.
It's so good.
I can't get enough of it. I was actually at a restaurant the other day, and I saw it on the menu.
Oh, my God.
Almost still ordered it. I was like...
You get a bunch at home, and you're like...
I have like so much at home, and I was like, I kind of want it from the tap. I
can't believe they have that at fucking Little Caesars Pizza. I can't believe they have it over
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Draft beer at Little Caesars. This is amazing.
I was not at Little Caesars. The next time I go to Little Caesars, you'll be the recipient of 20 pizzas. So
nice.
So trust me, it wasn't there. But it was
20 pizzas. You're doing it all in one shot, right, Treasy?
Oh, it's all one shot.
One shot. Yeah.
No.
And when you least expect it.
I must have freezer be filled with pizza.
I mean, I would freeze it. You know I would freeze it. So
1,000%.
Like I just show up to pick. Hey, MSS, you want me to pick you up for the Sunday soak today? Oh yeah, great. Here's your 20 pizzas, asshole.
Enjoy.
Let's get a couple drinks here. John Nava says, "Cheers, fellas. Missed the last few weeks, but I'm glad I'm back." Cheers, John. We
So
were
did
on
we.
last
Cheers,
week, so
John.
you ain't missed much.
Yeah, we took the week off. It was beautiful.
And then we got one from Aloha Mr. Hand. He says, "Chug, fellas. We will do so. We'll
We'll
you're
do
giving
some
us $10. We'll do that.
I don't know if I'm gonna chug.
Drink just enough. That's just enough to get us going.
as soon as it
It's
hits your,
juicy. It's very
as soon as it hits your lips, it's so good.
It can't get too loose.
Yeah.
You know, we got a guest coming on, and we don't want to, we don't want to overdo it. We don't want to
That's true.
overdo it. So,
Yeah,
but they want us to keep drinking. Joe Latham says, "Should Biden step aside 108 politics?" I don't know what this is about, to be totally honest.
Which side
But
should you
cheers.
go to? Sure.
Thank you, Joe. We don't do politics, Joe.
We do not. We do not.
We might have to though.
Yeah, I thought at first it was some kind of drink. And I was like, "Oh, interesting.
I've never heard of that."
But then I realized
I do
he
like
was
the
trying to
Biden
trick
step
us.
aside. Yeah.
He was
It's got
trying to
tequila
trick
in it.
us.
I love tequila.
All right, guys. How do you want to do this? Do you want to get into banter? Or, I mean, I feel like our guest is here.
I think we
He's
should just
sitting
do the
there.
guest.
I feel
Yeah.
like we should just drop him
Yes.
right in.
Bring our guest in. Let's do it, baby.
All right, let's
Don't.
get
He
the
doesn't want to
intro-
wait. We don't want to waste his
We
time.
ain't making him wait. You don't make the
Exactly.
champ wait, baby.
Let's get this intro going. All right? To intro this guy, I got to list off all of his world records. There's a lot, but I'll go quick. He 47 slices of pizza in 10 minutes, 9.17 pounds of blueberry pie in 8 minutes, 4.1 pounds of chicken wings in 8 minutes, 1 pound, 15 ounces of chocolate in 7 minutes, 10 pounds of corned beef and cabbage in 10 minutes, corned beef sandwiches. He ate 11 8-ounce sandwiches in 10 minutes, 29 and a half date nut bread and cream cheese sandwiches in 8 minutes. I don't even know what that is. 47
Delicious.
glazed and cream-filled donuts in 5 minutes, 21 pounds of grits in 10 minutes, and that wasn't those instant grits. It was good, self-respecting Southern grits.
That's right.
1.75 pounds of vanilla ice cream in 8 minutes. Now, these are all jalapeno ones. Beef, this is near and dear to our heart. This is how many jalapeno peppers this guy ate. 98 after eating 47 donuts in 5 minutes, 191 in 6.5 minutes, and 275 in 8
Just
minutes.
insane.
10 pounds of key lime pie in 8 minutes, 34 dozen oysters in 8 minutes.
Holy fuck.
42 sandwiches and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in 10 minutes. Again, beef, another good one for us. 9 pounds, 3 ounces of pozole in 12 minutes. 11 pounds of shoe fly.
That'll cure a hangover.
Shoe fly pie in 8 minutes. Strawberry rhubarb pie in 7.9 pounds in 8 minutes. 15 pounds of strawberry shortcake in 8 minutes. 29 8-ounce waffles in 10 minutes. 4 pounds of roast turkey in 12 minutes. And then there's another one that says 6.9 pounds of roast turkey in 8 minutes. That's on Wikipedia. I don't know how that's different, but nonetheless, this guy is a fucking legend. And by the way, he just won the 2024 Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Competition. He owns the mustard belt. We're extremely happy that a Southsider does. I want to welcome to the show Patrick Deep Dish Bertoletti.
Hey guys,
What's up, Patrick?
What's up?
Oh, that's a lot of records. I kind of forgot. Shit. Been around.
I mean, you've been doing this for like 3 decades, right? So yeah,
There it is.
Yes, there's the
baby.
note.
That is
There it
amazing.
Oh, yes.
I saw you bring that out, and I was like, "Fuck yes, the belt! The belt is
Patrick,
right there."
no one's listening right now. Do you often wear it naked? Just to like show off. I'm just.
No, my friends will ask me if I wear it when I'm banging my girlfriend or if I make her wear it. I haven't done that yet, but that might happen.
You have to do that.
Yes.
I feel like you need to do that. I feel like it's almost a waste. You didn't do it in New York right after the competition.
Dude, this thing's heavy. Like I thought I have a Waffle House one that's I thought was cool because normally they give you like a homemade one that's like a weightlifting belt that somebody's grandma
Yeah.
So this is this one's real, man. I hope I don't have to pawn it one day when I develop a drug problem and need money or something.
Patrick, I know you're not familiar with us too much, but I sell a lot of stuff on eBay. If you ever need to get rid of that belt, I can get you a good price. And I only take like 30% of the total profit. So
pretty solid right there.
It's a pretty good deal. You don't have to do anything. You just give it to me. I ship it. I take all the responsibilities. So, if you need that money, I'll help you. I'm not like that guy on Netflix. I won't give you a $2 million advance, but I might give you at least a couple $100 and we'll see what happens. Okay.
Yeah, people said I should start selling my farts, so maybe we could start with that.
Yes.
Something, then maybe we can sell the belt.
That's a great idea, because that reality star was doing it, making all the money, and then she chickened out. She had too much beans one time, and then that was too much for me. Like,
I mean, I think, and Patrick, I don't want to speak for you, but the other three of us, we've definitely had enough gas at points where we thought we were having a heart attack, and you just get by that. That's it.
A grabber. If you're gonna go back to the super fans, it's a grabber, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just a piece of Polish sausage
Lodged.
That's
right.
Yeah.
So, Patrick, if we could.
Go
Go ahead.
Hey, thank you guys. My brother is a huge fan. He was drunk tweeting you, and I haven't listened much, but I will start because I always need podcasts, and if he likes it, then it's
nice.
Oh, appreciate that. Yeah, and
Holy
it was
shit.
It was crazy. So it came up because I was tweeting about betting on the hot dog eating competition, and just crazy things that they let you bet on. And your brother tweeted at me after you won, you should have bet on Southside own Patrick Bertoletti. I was like, yeah, fuck, I should have. Like, I fucked up. And like, I'm talking to him, and I didn't realize at all what his handle was. Like, and so like, I'm just talking to this guy, like, yeah, I'm an idiot. Like, and then he like DM'd and he's like, hey, would you want to have him on the podcast? And I was like, holy shit, I didn't even realize what's going on.
Who you're talking to there.
Perfect. Organic and good. I mean, I love podcasts. So yeah, dude, I'm doing everything, any media, I'm not really turning anything down. So I'm happy to be here. So
awesome, man. Well, thank you for coming. And
Hell yes.
I kind of want to go back. You're a little bit younger than us, but probably like five years or so younger than me. So like in 2007, you're in your early 20s, right? And like this is when you're starting to get a lot of big wins. Like you did the stuff on Spike TV. You had some other champions. You ate some gigantic hamburger. Like all these things are happening. You're that young. How did you get into this? Like, how did you realize, like, I have a talent for this, and then get in with like Major League Eating and start doing all this?
Yeah, so I always grew up overeating. And I love food, so that's the thing. I got talked into or told about a Bocce's pizza eating contest. So that was like the first one, and then I proceeded to get really ill on somebody's lawn after, and I was like, that's the dumbest thing. I'm never doing it again. And a week later, I'm like, oh, that was cool. I won a DVD player, and they said my name a bunch. So it just started. It took me a while. I just didn't know what I was doing. I came up right before Joey Chestnut. He blazed a trail. He's like the best ever. And he figured out the training, told me, and I'm like, I stuck with it. And I was also going to culinary school at the time. So it was kind of weird to be doing the eating contest in culinary school, So
I was curious about that, Patrick, if there are
makes
mentors or coaches in this, because it's a very unique niche. And do you guys help each other out? And it sounds like you do. Like Joey was helpful to you, and I assume maybe you've been helpful to others as well.
I always offer my help, but people just don't want to do the work. It's a pain in the ass, dude. It's just like takes a long time to do it, and they just want the easy fix. So I'm always willing to offer and help people, but it's just the payoff. It was big this time for me, but there was years of it where I would make okay money, but you have to win prize money. So it's just like I'm always willing to help because he helped me. So I don't know, but it sucks. The training sucks. I would not recommend it.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask about too, is because you're older now than much older than when you were doing that in 2007, and you're still improving. Your numbers are still going up, especially in the hot dog competition, and you see that kind of across the sport. So is that just people pushing each other, like pushing to the next level, or is there new techniques and new training and new preparation for days leading up?
It's a little bit of the competition level is a lot higher, but I think I did my personal best 15 years ago, and that was 55, and I never thought I could get back to that. But I think Joey was a good example because he just evolves, and he's not as fast as he was before, and my throat is not the same, so my speed isn't there, but I'm just able to adapt and just eat for a longer period of time, where before I would go really fast and slow down right away and then hit the wall. But this is like more of a smoother, more gradual pace. So that's really what it was. And I kind of knew he wasn't going to be there a little bit before everybody else. And I'm like, shit, this is a year. So I was training. And then once he confirmed like 3 weeks before, I was like, all right, let's go. And then wasn't like a week before where I finally had a breakthrough with the training. And otherwise I would have been stuck right like 52, 53 with those other guys. So.
Okay, now what is the breakthrough? What happened like in this? Like, did you channel Nancy Reagan and get your throat like really loose or something? Like what was like the breakthrough? Like that's interesting. Or can you not share that? If you can't share it, don't share it. But like, come on. Like, this is a breakthrough that got me 4 more hot dogs. What was it? Like, it's a game of dogs, right? So what was it?
I referenced it before, the pace. So like if you look at it, it's just a game of numbers. So 58 is 5.8 dogs a minute, and if you look at it that way, it's more manageable. And I know just keeping that pace up. But I was just overtraining. I was doing 3 practices a week, and my throat, I was just exhausted. And then I was like, let's just take a break. And then I took like 5 days off, and then the first one back when.
God damn it. No.
He's frozen up a little bit there.
God damn it.
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh,
he's got my internet.
Yeah, so I didn't want to embarrass
You're
myself,
good.
so then I just had to wait and see, and that's what happened. But it was just the resting, I think.
Nice.
Oh, interesting to think about it from that
Yeah.
perspective. We all do need a little rest sometimes. It's really good for you to recharge. So it's an interesting thought there.
Now, what's the rest look like between events, right? Like, when's your next event coming up?
Yeah. So I have a blueberry eating contest on Saturday in Grand Rapids, and a few other ones on the books. Which, yeah, I know that sounds made up, but it's not even pie. I just assumed pie, and I was like, all right. They announced it like a week or 2 weeks ago, and it's close, and it's good prize money. I wasn't really planning on doing any of this other stuff, but I wasn't planning on winning either. So now I'm like, all right, let's keep going and try to
Yes.
the victory.
You got to ride the momentum. Speaking of that, Patrick, in the actual competition. I rewatched it this morning, and there's 5 minutes left. You got 35 dogs, and you're tied with another competitor. And when you're in the competition, do you realize what everyone else has? Or is everything just kind of a competition versus yourself where you're like, I'm trying to hit personal records, and so you're trying to push yourself in that direction?
I was pretty tuned into that because I was worried about the Australian guy because he's really fast, and he's been kicking a lot of ass on the circuit. So, and he was the unknown. He didn't have to qualify. So we were all just speculating. Everybody said 55 to 60. I'm like, I was a little nervous, but I think once I hit 40, I was like, all right, I'm ahead. And I don't think I was ever really that far behind. And then I think it was like the last 2 minutes, everybody else just kind of slowed, and I just kicked it into high gear and just didn't slow down as much. And that really was what separated me. So.
Yeah, and that was really fun to watch. The final 90 seconds where you keep going, and you can tell the rest of the guys are kind of like they're finished. They ain't got much left in the tank. It was impressive to watch.
That was a good feeling, that's for sure.
You're in the goddamn zone. You're doing it for America. You're doing it for the South Side. You're like, there's no way this fucking Australian's coming over here and winning this shit. No. Hey, so could you bet? You had inside information on Joey Chestnut. Did you bet a bunch of money on the hot dog eating contest with him losing? Like, could you, did you take any futures on that?
I wasn't able to legally, so no.
Nice.
But,
Okay.
people knew. I told a lot of people to bet on me because I was like, I think I got this. And the odds were so crazy. At some point, it was like plus 2,000 for me to win. So like
Jesus
they were not.
Christ.
You could only bet like $50, but I think you
still.
Yeah.
At 20 to 1, I'll take it. Yeah.
Yes.
I've just kept getting texts after, like with the betting slip, like, oh, I won $5,000. I'm like, I'm even telling you that. You saw my name, you saw the odds, and I'm like, that just made. There's so many different elements that made it all this sweeter, So
that's incredible.
Hell yes.
So that was one thing about the event, right? Like blows my mind every year with every competitor. Is you house 58 hot dogs, right? And immediately after, there's a microphone in your face.
Yeah.
Now, like, but I know the emotions are high, all right, but like you're also filled with nitrates right now. Like, how are you holding it together for that interview?
It was so the practices I had done, you do 60, you just keep eating. So I had room for like upwards of 70, so I was fine. But I was pretty wiped out, and I did not anticipate this per se, but have you guys seen the video of Joey Chestnut when he's wasted and the girl asked him about oral sex? Have you seen that or
no? Let's hear about that.
Describe it to us.
It's what he says. So I knew if I won, I was like, I gotta pay tribute. So I repeated his line, and nobody really caught that's what I was referencing about, or So it's worth. All
right, now I got to go back and
rewatch it. I don't stop eating till the job is done, and that's why I said it. It doesn't really make sense.
What an A+ comment!
I was like, I got to do it for Joey. So if you know. So now you know.
Nice.
Well, you bring that up, so fine. All right, you threw it out there, Patrick. So I'm going for it. I know you said you have a girlfriend, but seriously, are there groupies for competitive eaters? I assume yes, because it's such a unique skill, and people be interested in that. Are there groupies out there on the tour?
Yeah, I do have a girlfriend, and but there are girls slide into my DM. And I'm like, this is bad. I mean, but I'm happy. I'm happy, and if you're a winner, they're willing to overlook a lot of shortcomings. So, yeah, it's just a lot of attention all around, and then like everybody wants to talk to you, and I'm totally happy with it. I mean, it's great. I can't complain.
Yeah, it's incredible.
We call it food tanger. That's what I call it.
And now, Patrick, you're up there. You're finished with the competition, or any of these competitions, but particularly the hot dog one. Just for this question, what does it smell like amongst the competitors out there? There's a lot of hot dogs flying everywhere, and a lot of guys are putting a lot of effort into sweating. And like, what is the essence of the Nathan stage when you're winning the championship there?
There's like nobody's got BO. It's outside. I didn't really notice anything, but I did notice like backstage, like they were cooking the hot dogs and frying French fries, and it was like nausea. I was like, I can't.
Oh gosh!
I didn't spend a lot of time in there. It was hot, but I don't know. It's the effects don't set in until later, and I'm sure I just reeked, man. Like the shirt I wore in the contest, they didn't give me a fresh one, so the next morning on like whatever show we did, I had to wear the same shirt. It just so bad. And like I'm showering after it finally, and then I'm like, what? I was just greasy. It was so gross.
Like you're sweating out like hot dog, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like now
it's so much of it.
Yeah, your body goes from like 90% water to like 50% water and 40% hot dog. Like it's crazy.
It's probably. I think I ate 12 pounds of hot dogs, and that's probably 5% body weight of hot dogs, like 220. So
goodness.
But the oyster eating contest, I smelled like absolute shit. I smelled so bad after that. It was so gross. It was really bad. So
the consistency would get me. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, it's like slurping boogers for however long you're doing it. I mean, like I like oysters. A few of them, not like 1,000, like you're eating right there. You gotta get over all that, right? You gotta not even think about taste or any of that shit, and you just gotta like inhale, kind of, right?
Yeah, I don't really love raw oysters, but it doesn't matter if it's a contest. You do it, and there's a lot of foods I don't like that I don't really like spicy food. I mean, but the pickled jalapenos I'm good at eating, so you just turn it off. And if you taste the food, then something's wrong. That's
right. Okay, you're messing up then. Okay, got it.
So yeah. Yeah, but there's a ways around it. You can use Kool-Aid or whatever. I just use water, but I used to use like the red stuff, change the flavor up. So
I did see pictures of you with like red all down the front of your shirt. So that's what it was. Okay. All right. That's good to know. I was like, I didn't know what you were eating there.
It wasn't blood, and PETA didn't show.
Oh, I knew it wasn't that. Jesus Christ.
It looks like blood, and then I'm like, why didn't anybody tell me how stupid I looked and like crazy? I just thought it was funny and cool, and then I'm like, I'm like, this was all like it's just everywhere, and like it stains your hands and just gets. The guy next to me in the middle was using the red stuff, but this year I just was like, no mohawk, no Kool-Aid, and I usually do music. I had it just one ear in, but I wasn't even really listening. So
yeah, and is this just so you can zone out and you're not listening to somebody like whatever? Yeah, right. I'm pretty sure.
Sounds are a little odd, that's for sure up there,
dude. Like looking at like a lot of your old pictures, like I always do like a deep dive, and like just like looking to say stuff. Like you had some of like the old ass headphones on that were like wrap around ears, and I was like, oh man, I wish I could have afforded those when I was a kid. And look at this guy, he's up on stage like just munching hot dogs and like just living the time of his life, and I'm over there like, man, I got these bogus ass fucking Sony headphones that came with the stupid Discman. Like, and then he's got the good shit, man.
On the top,
Yeah, like the like the sports ones, like, and there's like, you had like the foam like wrap around. I was like, oh, I wanted those so bad, but I didn't have a job. You had
the Bartman ones?
Oh, I did. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
That's an embarrassing admission. But I'm glad you got it out of him, Patrick. I'm glad you got this out of this, man.
Listen, man.
The audience gonna love it.
I was broke as a fucking joke, man. What am I gonna say? Now you're out there in New York, and you're there to eat all these hot dogs, but also you like on your Instagram, you guys are posting pictures of food. You and your girlfriend going all these different places eating. Are you a foodie? Like, you're into food, right? You're a chef, and you're into food.
Yeah, that was like the worst part because the second I got in and I did eat. I was like, I'm not gonna eat, but I was so hungry and tired. We went to a burger place, and then there was a pizza place across the street that I wanted to try. So I had like 2 burgers, and we went and I ate like a pizza and a half, not big ones.
Jesus Christ!
The day before, I couldn't eat the day before besides like some almonds and some chocolate, and then day of the same thing. And I just obviously wasn't hungry after. So the next day after, so we could really do some damage. So, yeah.
Now, Patrick, is that part of the training regiment? Like the day before, like you just don't eat anything, or I've heard something too about like drinking cold water and some different strategies. Like, is it just that you limit and then you're ready to go that next day?
Yeah, it's the training is a lot of liquid and low calorie stuff. So it's more just like for the hot dogs, you just don't want to have too much in you because like you might. I always say it's like either a toothpaste or like a sausage press. So you're putting all this pressure on top, and then you like don't want to shit yourself during the contest.
Have you seen that happen before? Has someone shit themselves that you know of in the contest? You don't have to say who it was, but have you seen someone shit themselves in the contest?
Only my friend Badlands Booker after a pickle eating contest, not directly after, but he was helping someone with a piano and he like shit his pants.
Helping somebody with a piano.
Well, no, the piano is an element here. What the hell?
Come on now, we need that whole story.
I think I'd shit myself if I was helping with a piano, even eating nothing. Like
who would ask anyone? Listen, like I think like people asking you to help move is already over the line, but asking you to move a fucking piano the day after you had a pickle eating contest, that guy, I wish he would have shit on the piano.
Yeah. Definitely. But it's also like you just want to be empty, and like I would eat every year is different, but the day of, I used to never eat the day of, but my stomach was just getting really tight, so I would just eat some whatever almonds and chocolate the day of. I mean, it seems counterintuitive, but I never listened to my body, and I figured it out this past time around. But 10 years ago when I was doing it, I never did that. So that helped for sure.
Yeah, you got to listen to the body as you get older. That's for sure. Yep.
Now, after that shit story, I'm sure everybody's hungry. So I want to ask you a question. I had read that you have a goal of having a sandwich named after you.
Oh, yeah.
Have you accomplished this at this point? Or do you think it's coming now with the championship?
I'm sure it'll happen. I've had like food items. I believe I said a sandwich, a sex act, and a cafeteria were the 3 that I want.
Oh my God! Yes.
I mean, the cafeteria should be a no-brainer. If your high school doesn't want to do it, Treasy, we'll try and get Deal South to jump on board because he's a good South Side boy. So we'll just figure out a way. We'll talk to somebody over there.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know. You got to have goals, I guess. But I've had like a pizza named after me, and I've done like pop-up specials where I've done pizzas at my friends' places. So it's not really as important anymore. But that's a baller move, having a food.
No, fuck yeah,
absolutely.
And the sex act. We got to work on this too. Although I don't know if we can give you the don't stop eating till the job is done because that may be the chestnut already. So I don't know. But
there might be a little copyright or something. We don't worry about that. Watching these competitions, and I generally only have seen the hot dog one, a couple others, but not a lot of them. It has a feel of like a big promotional event, and they do a good job with that. Are there rivalries amongst the group, Patrick? People that like, man, when you're up against them or when it's like your specialty and it's also their specialty, you really want to kick their ass. And not just for the money, just because it's like, oh, that person, I really want to get over on that person.
They're not nearly as much anymore. There's not really as many events. So I think I retired in like 2013 or something. I don't remember. But before then, me and him would always go back and forth. And he always brings it for the 4th of July, but you can catch him sleeping on all these other foods, and he really has to practice to do well. So I had it with him before, but now the 4th place guy, I just really wanted to beat him, and I had to qualify against him, and I beat him by like a half a hot dog. So like that one felt real good. Yeah.
So who was that?
His name's Nick Weary.
Okay.
So, I mean, I like the guy. I don't know. I just was extra motivated, and like I said, I retired, came back, and I had never beat him before. It was more because I'd never had beaten him before, and the other 2 guys that got 2nd and 3rd in the 4th of July, I'd never beat him in any contest before. They're very good. So
Wow.
that was actually pretty good for me. So
And so you beat Nick, and his wife also ate more than him, right?
yeah, she did.
Well, she's a.
She's incredible. I'm just,
she crushes. Like,
Well, she's only 7 behind me. That's like she's really good, and
God damn.
her eating was extremely impressive because when you look at me, I look like shit. It was like the buns weren't going down. I always had like a month, but she was able to like throw them back the whole time, and like I cringe every time I see the footage. I'm like, oh my god, I look terrible.
Man.
well, then you had the two hands. You're trying to push the buns all in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to work on that for next year because that's not a good look.
I wonder what her DMs are like, because like guys are just really disgusting, and they definitely are like, man, I need to DM her. Like she can take, 50 wieners in her mouth.
I mean, she
can take mine
too. I mean, like,
she's not ugly.
Nice looking lady. That Nick guy though, there's rumors out there right now. They're trying to say that he might have cheated in the competition, put an extra plate or whatever. Does this happen sometimes in the sport? Not saying in this particular instance, but like in the sport, do people like try to shoot angles for some of these things?
It certainly has. It doesn't happen very often. Like, I think one time I busted. You guys remember the Black Widow? She's like the small.
Yes.
When she was the top female eater. She like, I don't know. You can get like double plated, and then they'll count your plates. That's kind of similar to the controversy now.
Yeah.
If they stick together, then they go by 5 or whatever. And I busted her, and she got busted. So like, it doesn't happen very often. And you have to really question somebody that's cheating in an eating contest,
right?
Well, I like that most of the people just take pride in their craft and they would not cheat. I really like that approach.
There's a way to do it on purpose. Like you can eat extra messy, and although I was eating and it looked messy, I mean, it's never the attempt. That's just kind of how I always eat, so. But hopefully, it's just always look bad doing it.
I don't know. You looked good housing this ice cream.
Absolutely.
At Sox Park. That's just something that blows my mind. So like I think you took that whole helmet sundae down in like 3.5 minutes. Now, like just the general like eating a ton at once is one thing. But the effect that ice cream and like cold things have on the body when you're eating those, how do you get past that? Like the brain freeze and things like that.
I don't get the brain freeze. I get more like the little chest thing. And I haven't done ice cream super recently. I think I did like almost 2 gallons in 8 minutes. But it doesn't like, if it's the right temperature. But that one was fun because they invited me and I was like, all right, I'll go. But you got to like. I wanted to eat all the food, so I did that thing, and then I ended up walking around and just eating all the food. They took me to like the club level, so
nice.
I don't really like to do stuff for like free shit anymore, and I never really have. I'd rather just eat good food, So,
yeah.
Right.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
Can't blame you.
Did Ron Kittle try to
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, did Ron Kittle ever try to like out eat you in the club level or anything? Because he's notorious. Like he just shows up and he's like, "Give me some ribs," and they do. And then there's like he has like a 6x6 cheeseburger that he gets on the patio.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ, this guy's like living it up. Like they gave him a World Series ring. He wasn't even on the team. I mean, they just love Ron Kittle over there. They feed him. It could be part of the reason. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird over there with Ron Kittle.
I mean, I love a good fat guy. Like John Kruk was on the White Sox for a while, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, you gotta figure he has a good stomach capacity. I mean, what's that closer guy that looks like he sleeps in a trailer? Beck, was that the guy?
Rod Beck was the guy. Yeah.
He did sleep in a trailer across the street from the.
Oh, that's
park.
right.
Yeah.
So he looks like he does, and he actually does. So,
that begs the question. You're a Sox fan, then, right? You're a Sox fan.
Yeah, I grew up a Sox fan, and I don't really follow baseball as much anymore. But I just I identify more with Sox fans, and I always question why all the day games sold out in Wrigley. Like, don't these people have jobs?
Right. No, they don't.
They don't.
Have you seen that? Have you guys seen that guy's video on Jeopardy when he's answering all the questions and he's like, "What is a North Sider?" and he just calls him gay or something? It's pretty fun.
Oh my God. I did not see that.
No. I'm a North Sider now, but all my family is South Side. And but back to the ice cream, I have to bring up eating like low sugar ice cream was like the worst. We all had like the worst time after. It was pretty comically bad, you know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, worst time, like
Make
just
you poops.
digestively.
It was
horrible.
like distressing, you know. It was like really bad. Like I've never experienced anything like that in my life.
Oh my God,
Dude,
Yeah, it was really
like
bad.
the Haribo
yes,
gummy
it's
bears.
like the gummy bears. It's like the
sugar-free
sugar-free gummy bear
story.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like we only had to eat 24 scoops of it. I think I did it in like under a minute, and it's not a lot of ice cream, but it was like every 10 minutes somebody like ran to the bathroom. We were like in Nashville trying to party after. You used to see somebody just leave their drink and like run to the bathroom.
Man.
It was so bad. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask that too, Patrick. Is it very collegial? You guys hang out afterwards and like you know, kind of, oh, we did this battle against each other, and now we're gonna go celebrate together, kind of.
Yeah, it's I don't really drink anymore, but there was just a lot of drunken shenanigans after, and it's like the 4th of July. Everybody trains so hard for it. It just feels so good to not have to think about hot dogs. And when I was drinking, we'd go to the boardwalk after, and I was just, that beer tasted so good, you know.
Oh yeah.
I bet.
Like mutual shared misery, or I don't know. And all these dudes are from all around the world, and I don't see them very often. So it's just like, just a great time. And we all have the same mental disability that tells us to do these eating contests.
Yeah.
Well, for the Nathan's one, and now I mean you've won it now, but like over the years you competed in a bunch. Is it just, you know, like, is there something about like, even I'm just good enough to be up on this stage? Like, is that a win in its own right? Because I mean, like, there's only a few people in the world that could say that they were on that stage.
Right.
Yeah, I think just getting there is one thing, and then there's a lot of tiers to the number wise. So like 20 used to get you to the table, and that was like the benchmark. 30 won it a few years. Then Kobayashi came and doubled it to 50. So like 30 is like the new benchmark. 40 is pretty difficult, and 50 is like, I think I counted, there's only been like 10 people that have ever eaten over 50, and over 60 I think there's like 3 or 4 guys. So it's like,
wow,
it's weird. And like the disservice Joey did to this contest not being there was, he is so good, and it looks so easy that he did 76, and then my 58's like, oh, who's this asshole from Chicago? He only
So he's your friend, obviously.
Yeah.
Now, can you talk about, like, you know, your feelings on like what happened with him and the vegan dogs? Like, is that bullshit? Because I mean, what I looked at it as is, this guy's just trying to make some money in something that I don't know that there's a lot of money to be made. So like, he's grabbing a deal when he can get a deal, and it's kind of like, you know, hey, this is it's benefited you, but also it also, like you just said, it's kind of not cheapens the win, but also you're like, God, you know, I still want to beat the guy that's the best at the point.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing to me is just really confusing, and I'm not complaining because it helped me, obviously.
Hell yeah.
Right.
But I'm and the win feels good. I'm just more happy that I was stuck for so long at like in the 50s, and to finally have the breakthrough, and that actually means more to me. The win is great, but and as far as hissing too, it's like I can't wrap my head around it. I mean, Impossible is a different brand, and I get it. And kudos to them for trolling, because they did buy ads. They did have a commercial that ran during the contest.
I love it.
Oh my God, I love it.
So I don't know. I love. I actually do like Nathan's hot dogs. They're really good. And it's just the whole thing to me, I can't make sense of it, and it's just weird. I don't know. It's just odd.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh,
Now,
that sucks.
if a deal came about, you versus Joey, you know, on something, are you down to go against head to head with Joey?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can contractually, but he's actually got an event with Kobayashi on Labor Day. So after that,
Oh, really? I thought Kobayashi was.
That's a Netflix one, right?
Back, huh?
yeah,
Okay.
a Netflix one. So if you guys are gonna bet heavy on, I mean, you're not gonna make much money like my odds, but Joey's gonna destroy him on. Without even a question. Like, yeah, I would do that.
Man, that's some hot shit right there. We want to make sure we tell everyone we know.
No.
On camera.
I'm sure Joey's gonna be back next year. I mean, he's not happy that it's just, but he knows he did his own event on the 4th, and he knows he needs to be eating hot dogs on the 4th. So like, I want him to come back. I mean, it benefits me if he's not there, but I would actually just rather him be there. And it doesn't really feel the same because he's a good friend, and it's just like, he's like my big brother who's not drunk texting you guys at whatever.
we appreciate that brother.
That's fine.
But I like the drama of this, Patrick, where you're the current champion, and then Joey's like, all right, I'm going to come back and reclaim my throne right here, and you guys going against each other next year would be just like great drama, great story, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I don't know. I know I can improve. I don't know if I get to his number, but when I started training like in November, I was starting from 0, and I'm like, Jesus, for the longest time, it was so difficult to get my stomach to hold it, and now I know what to do, so it'll be a lot easier. And all the contests I'm doing now, I'm like, this is so easy. I don't have to cook like 70 hot dogs in my house and sweat. And I'm gonna eat these after the contest. I had that blueberry thing.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Man never stops.
Now,
It's
what's
always training.
Blueberries? What's the poundage that you're going for, or do they just is it a timed event? Like
it's both. So it's 8 minutes, and whoever eats the most. It's just I don't really know the sponsor. I just know it's in Grand Rapids, and it's before a pickleball like tournament or something.
Oh my god!
The prize money's good, and blueberries are hilarious. So I would love to say that I have the world blueberry eating record. So
There's got to be a different technique, though, right? Oh, go ahead, Tracy.
How many pounds is that record?
This is a 5-pound bowl, but I have like 22 pounds out on the table.
22 pounds.
I did eat a good amount the other day, but I don't know how to eat these things. So the first practice was good, but I reviewed the footage. And I'm like, man, I need to do this a lot better, and I got to get closer to 16 pounds then I would feel happy and probably win. You know.
Man, I was going to ask, how do you do
60
it? Because like
watching
picking
yourself eating it after
picking up blueberries, you're going to drop them, and like I was wondering the technique of how do you even get it in there, like.
It's just shovel, stick your head in there. The worst part was like they're not. There's not a lot of fiber in there. Like I ate a bunch 2 days ago, and I'm like, oh my god! Like I thought today, I was like, thought something was wrong, you know, and I had to didn't have the effect. But
you're peeing out the 2-hole.
I like all the weirder the record, the better. Like I think I had Rocky Mountain Oysters, all stuff like that. I'm like, all right, sign me up. I want that record, you know. So blueberry.
Now, Patrick, you said you were like semi-retired before, but you're back doing it a little bit. Are you just kind of waiting, you know, like they did in golf for the Saudi money to come through, and then the competitive eaters are just going to be like absolutely ridiculously rich? I mean, is it just hold on until then? I mean, like I would have.
Yeah, I think. I think somebody said I maybe was born 10 years too late or it's too early because I was doing YouTube for like a very long time, starting in 07, and now I just don't really care for it. I think it's kind of boring, but like now I'm like, damn, I got to do it again because like it's I got to capitalize on this. So at least
build a brand. Yes.
Yeah, so at least Joey, if he comes back next year, and then at least maybe 2 years, but I never thought I swear I would never do it again. And like whenever I left the last. But
I pull you back in.
I love the opportunity, and I don't know. I just try not to be a dick to people. You know, I didn't burn the bridge when I left. I just was like, I got to go, and I think that's a good lesson for a lot of people. Just don't be a jerk. You know. So.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Don't be a jerk is a good lesson to a lot of
and
people.
Don't stop eating until the job is done.
Yes.
Patrick, I checked Facebook real briefly. Just a couple quick questions. Favorite Chicago band for you? What's your favorite band?
I grew up listening to this band called Mexican Cheerleaders, but they don't play anymore. I'm spacing on that because I wasn't.
Well, I will say we looked at our mutual friends.
We have mutual friends, yeah.
So me and MSS only have one in common with you each, but mine is Daryl from the Bull Weevils. And his is the drummer from the Smoking Popes. So you got to choose between the Popes and the Bull Weevils.
And the Bull Weevils, yes.
I mean, I got to lean towards the Smoking Popes, but I'm also going to be going to see. I think the Bull Weevils are playing a show at Reggie's coming up, so I'm going to see him. So hopefully he doesn't see this and get mad at me. But my brother. Older siblings took us to the fireside and all the punk stuff.
Oh, hell yeah. Nice.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of good years.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Chicago food? Is it deep dish? Just because that's your nickname? Or did they just give you that nickname?
I had to give it to myself because they were giving me dumb other nicknames, and you have to have a nickname apparently when you eat. So I should prefer the tavern style, probably tavern or hot dogs, Chicago style. Those are my two favorites.
Nice. Okay. So you didn't want to be called tavern style or tavern cut as your nickname?
Party Cut Bertoletti sounds pretty good.
It's not a guy you want to fuck with, especially if he's got a mohawk.
I was gonna say with the mohawk, if you're party cut, I mean,
yeah, that's not a bad. I think I like that better, but you have to do it, and it's more marketable. It rolls off the tongue, and I let the URL lapse, and some like Chinese company owns deepdisheats.com now. Unfortunately, so.
It's stolen. It's stolen.
I don't know what it is. It's confusing, but whatever.
Damn it.
Well, Patrick, I really appreciate you coming on. This has
amazing.
Been amazing. We're big fans. We love what you're doing out there. I hope a lot of continued success. Do you got anything you want to promote before we let you go?
No, but I might be going down to the Sox game to throw out the first pitch. So
yes.
It's easy to find us because we sit in section 108. We're right behind the right field foul pole. As many hot dogs as you want on us when you come out
and we'll bring you some shirts so you don't have to wear that Nathan's jersey that still stinks. All right.
I don't think I will be wearing that, so we're good.
All right. Well, if you want to sell that, Patrick, let me know too. I can probably put that up on eBay and get you a couple dollars, just so you know.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, Patrick. Right. Appreciate you, man.
Oh my God.
Absolutely awesome.
We could have gone
the champ.
I was like,
minutes.
I was watching the clock because I was like, I don't want to take up too much of this guy's time. He's being very nice to come.
Very generous of us.
Yeah. Too generous.
Extremely generous. Really appreciate it. We got a couple drinks to get to, guys, real quick. Let's see where we left off. No,
holy shit!
The Biden question. We don't need. Our friend Jackie, she says MSS asks the guest a question in his Aaron Neville voice. Oh man, sorry.
We should have saw
I
that.
saw that and I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Sorry.
That would have been awesome.
I have to be a professional sometimes, Jack.
Senor Sox says, I need to break that Pozole record. I challenge you, sir. Salud, guys.
God, I love it.
Titanium.
Yes, senor.
I love it when Senior Sox checks in. I like to know he's still alive.
The best. He's the best.
Man, I'm over the moon if that happened. I'm so happy.
I can't believe that happened. That, you know what? Passing was a thing. But that was a thing in and of itself, and it was amazing.
Homegrown, dude.
Every single minute of that.
I think I was more nervous for Bertoletti than I was for Passan. Because I love Jeff Passan.
Yeah.
But
dude,
we had a little bit of a rapport with him before.
Correct.
I've never
talked to Patrick.
I've had 3 text messages with this guy. Yeah, that's it, right? And so I had no idea what to expect. And you don't want to offend either. We talk about the chestnut stuff. Yeah. I don't know what side things are going to be on, but man, just an incredibly fun guy. And man, I hope he does stop by at a Sox game. That would be
absolutely.
That would be awesome. I would not try to go head to head with him hot dog wise, but I would love to watch the man eat a hot dog in person. And I know how that sounds. I don't care.
Yeah, that's fine. You can say that. You can.
Treasy, we got another super chat to hit.
Oh,
a good one, actually.
Oh, Kirk. Thank you. $20. His guest stole the show.
Kirk.
What a guy. Good fucking show, guys. Thank you, Kirk.
Thank you. Yeah, the guest was terrific.
We should literally just play the ads and then just walk into the sunset and not even do the rest of the show.
I mean, I need you to pay some bills.
You want me to pay some bills?
First bills of the night.
Yeah.
First bill of the night.
Bills.
Fucking 49 minutes in. So enjoy this, folks. Change is good, and at Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp, change is happening this month. First up, all 4 locations will be getting sandwiches on the menu. Choose between hot honey chicken or a perch sandwich. They've upgraded the bun and went from chicken strips to a patty. Make it a combo for only $5 more. And starting July 18th, plant-based shrimp is coming to Lawrence's. Created and produced in Chicago, Shockin' Shrimp is 100% plant-based, breaded shrimp that looks and tastes like the real thing. Shockin' Shrimp is made from the root vegetable konjac, a starchy tube-like plant rich in fiber. It contains no soy, no nuts, no dairy, and no GMO products. So stop by one of our 4 locations today or visit our website at chicagoshrimp.com to place an order for your pickup or delivery. Come see why Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp has been serving up the seafood you crave since 1950. Did you notice that
Wonderful
music
song.
right there?
Wonderful
Yes,
song.
I was gonna
You see
say.
what I did? Yeah.
Love that
Wonderful
song.
song.
Yeah.
I had
I
another
appreciate
song in there. I had a Gunner's Daughter song in there. And then the lyrics came in and it was too fucking distracting at the end. And I was like, I can't do this with the fucking lyrics. So I had to switch it. Now, yes, you just heard that right. Lawrence is going to have plant-based shrimp on their menu. And the launch is next week. I can't tell you the date because you're not invited. It's just me, my kids, you guys, if you want to go. And I'm taking Matt. And I noticed MSS like I'm bringing my kids first. Oh, you guys also create the product. You can come too if you want to. You guys have the fucking email. You can RSVP yourself. But I'm taking the talent, the host of the Matt Ramsey Power Hour, Matt Ramsey himself, to this because he is a vegan. So we're gonna.
He's a vegetarian. I think.
Vegetarian, yeah.
He likes cheese. Yeah.
Basically vegan. Yeah, that's true.
He's
It's
a huge
true.
cheese
He does
addiction.
like cheese. He does get down on some
Senior
Parmesan.
Socks is right. Plant-based shrimp eating contest right now. Let's do
mean,
it. We'll get Patrick back in here and we'll do this.
Let me text Patrick back.
So I don't know what's going on.
Yes. So
I'm
we're
gonna keep
going to the
bothering you
launch.
forever.
We're going to the launch next week. We're going to go to the launch next week. We're going to try that. We're going to see how that is. And then it'll be available at all the restaurants on the menu on the 18th of July. So if you are, a person that is a vegetarian or vegan, whatever, and you're into plant-based shrimp, get your ass over there. So Kirk, thank you for the $20. But go fuck yourself. Okay. I love it. But I like
perfect.
I like
That was
that
a
people
perfect
remember
comment.
this shit.
Another drink from our guy Jerry says, I might have to eat at least 9 dogs tomorrow. Inspiring interview. Cheers.
Thank you, Jared. Appreciate you.
Now, I wanted to get to the commercial first so we could get into that. But I was talking about, I was nervous about this interview. It wasn't only the interview itself. I went to the dentist today. So, and
my God.
I have not gone to the last time I went to the dentist was the last time Bleeding Gums Murphy went to the dentist.
Oh my God.
And so
Gross.
I get there and they're like, we're gonna do the X-rays and stuff, and like I could hear the pause in the dental hygienist's voice as she starts to talk about my X-rays, and it was basically like, your shit's fucked up, and we're gonna have to go in for a real deep clean here. And I was like, I don't know what that means. Because I don't go to the dentist. So they're like,
Yep, I've
we're
heard this
gonna have to numb you for this. And I was like, I'm sorry.
It's a cleaning. Why do I have to get the? Yeah.
What are we talking about? And she comes out with a needle like it's fucking Total Recall, and they're gonna reset my memory.
Huge.
And fucking
huge.
starts jamming them all over
Cohagen.
my fucking mouth. And then she's like, "Is your face numb?" And I was like, "Fucking Kramer." I'm like, "Oh yeah." So like, she gets out a. I mean, it's a tiny little metal thing, like the little metal thing. It sounded in my head like there was a fucking jackhammer in there, digging around,
Drilling away, baby.
and I was like, Did I miss something? Are they taking out all my teeth? I was ready to show up tonight gumming it.
No.
Like I was.
Yeah.
You gumming it for a show? If you could figure out a way to gum it for a show just for fun, that would be amazing. I would love to see that.
I was nervous, and but then like they're doing it, and like there's just like I can hear this in my head. They're like scraping against my teeth, and like it's all this noise and stuff, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta go back to work after
That is
this.
crazy.
And then I was like, oh shit, I have to interview someone tonight. It wasn't even. And then I didn't even think like, you know what? Maybe when they try and extract all my teeth at once, that I might not want to drink that night. But no, that's
That didn't happen.
I didn't really
That
think
didn't
that.
happen.
But the overall, I was very nervous about it, and I get home, and my face is fucking numb. Like I mean, like I just like I can't feel like from my like temple down to like my neck, I got nothing on the right side. So I'm like,
Man.
I don't know how long this is gonna last. I'm in a meeting at like 40 minutes after that, and I'm like, I got camera off. I'm muted. I'm like, please don't ask me a fucking question. Like, I don't know what I'm going to sound like. They're going to be like, have you been drinking all morning? Which is not an unreasonable thing to think about me.
Exactly.
Well, not true this time. Just this time, not true.
I wasn't. I was not drinking, but I absolutely would have sounded like it.
Yeah.
So I was nervous.
MSS, you think he was more nervous about the thing at work or the fact that you and I might have to run the interview?
I don't think so. You shouldn't be nervous about the interview. I think it was more probably work related because you sent your questions through last night. So if worst came to worst,
we could ask him.
I was going to go right back in and get your questions because you had really good questions. So like I would have got back in there and got on to some of those questions. So yeah, I think it was great. Like but yeah, I think the work thing was probably more important because that's how you make your nut. I mean, super chats are nice, right? And Kirk giving us $20, like that's going to at least buy a quarter of a beer for Teresi at the next homestand. So it's really appreciated, but it's not paying all the bills. But yeah.
Also got me thinking, Teresi, about your situation here. At what point did you tell them it had been a while since you'd been to the dentist?
Immediately.
Okay, so I wonder how much of it is they take the guy hasn't been in the dentist in a while. He doesn't know what's going on. We'll just do whatever we want to him. Oh, your x-rays are horrible. We need to do 17 different things worth of work, and we got to shoot you up. Here, we'll charge you for this. Your insurance company will pay for that. You got to come back. We got to do this again another time. I wonder how much you get it scammed.
They only got half the thing, so they got to come back. But like,
man,
you wonder,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah,
I knew my shit was fucked up. That's why I was going.
That's why you went in. That's why you went.
I went in and they said, hey, when's the last time you were here? Or last time you were at a dentist? I said, when was the last episode of Seinfeld? And they knew. They knew then that it was going to be an ordeal. And I knew it too. Going in. Yeah. But I didn't understand what an ordeal was at the dentist. Right? Like,
it's nasty.
They're fucking teeth, man. Just,
clean them up.
Yeah.
What
the
fuck,
man?
Yeah, not really.
Spray a little Listerine in there, whatever.
Jesus.
Brush them up a little better, Get the little spinning brush. Get that thing in there. That wasn't it. They got a big claw, and they're in there clawing away at your teeth,
By the way, why they still got the claw? I
don't know.
They had the claw when I was fucking 5 years old.
4 decades ago, maybe.
We just had on a guy who in the last 15 years figured out a new technique to eat the most fucking hot dogs at a huge competition. They can't figure out how to get a thing that's not a fucking, basically a knife going into your mouth to clean up. Good God. Embarrassing, dentists. Embarrassing. Your whole fucking industry.
Tadahito says Treasy should have gone to Beef's dentist and we're getting that tip-top shape report. I'll be honest with you, when I went to the dentist, I had the same shit happen to me as Treasy. It was a couple years ago. I hadn't been in the dentist in probably 5 years or whatever.
You can't do that.
You got all this stuff. You got these things going on or whatever. MSS, I may go to the dentist if you got. I had an issue before, so I went. I got my wisdom teeth out or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I got to go to the dentist just to check in or whatever. But all these things are kind of rackets in a little bit of a way. I get it. You do need the cleanings because we ingest so much bullshit. So I kind of get that. But there's also a level of, man, they're looking to game your ass too. So I gotta hold them off a little bit, No. As a man who's always looking for a deal, he trusts the dentist that yes, he needs to come in 17 times a year. Get the fuck out of here.
Ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. It's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. I'm upset at MSS because I thought he was my get a deal guy, and he's getting taken for a ride here by dentists.
Listen, both of you guys have very good employment. You probably have very good health care and very good dental insurance.
Fuck that, though.
So it doesn't even matter. You can pay the fucking $100 deductible. Like, it's not a big deal.
My sex summer.
Literally, you can do it. It's fine.
My sex summer, you know how much alien shit and, like, archaeologist shit that I watch of, like, these lost civilizations. They show these fucking skulls that they find. Oh, this is a 5,000 fucking year old skull. It's still got its teeth. They're part of your fucking skull. It's gonna be fine.
Correct. It is a 5,000-year-old skull, but the person that had that skull lived to 26. Like you're beyond 26.
Oh, so 5,026.
Just saying. He died.
Dog says, I bet Patrick has great teeth. I agree. I bet he has great teeth.
The dude hasn't been eating for 4,975 years, and that's why his teeth look fine because he hasn't been drinking a Coke.
But you know what?
We never had a Mountain Dew.
We do. We do ruin our teeth that way, but we also ruin our teeth eating so much soft stuff. We need to be eating more like raw vegetables and shit, like so we really chew. You know,
I do that all the time.
No, I do it all the time. I'm with you.
I eat at least one tree bark a week.
Toothpicks.
You know that. You know I'm on a very tree bark heavy diet.
Here we go.
Do that.
Hang on. MSS is trying to defend
my
toothpicks. He tries to look cool with the toothpicks. I don't see him digging shit out of his
cool
teeth.
anything.
He's trying to look cool with the toothpicks.
Oh my God.
Treasy. This motherfucker is a poser right now.
No, this, you know what?
For smoking and getting shit out my teeth.
No. You know why you fucking do it? Because you thought you looked really cool. You thought you looked really cool with a cigarette forever. Now you don't smoke. You need something. I look like Dusty Baker now. That's why you wear those little black gloves too.
That's your brother. Your brother wears the black gloves.
I would if you didn't bully me. You two assholes bullied me.
Your fingerless.
My fingers were out though. Like it wasn't the same as Dusty. I looked like I needed a racquetball and a garbage can fire. And I would have been set. All right?
You don't look like you're playing racquetball. You look like
I needed a racquetball.
You look like you're in a shitty biker gang that rides like BMX bikes.
You look like you're playing handball. Not
speaking of a guy who's so excited about his bicycle, like shitty biker. You're in the shitty biker gang. Fuck you, man.
With your goofy helmet.
I
don't have those Northsider gloves though, bro. So don't worry about it.
I'm gonna slap you with those gloves. I just keep it up. Keep it up. We'll see what happens. Right.
Are we doing banter right now? Is Teresa?
Yeah, we missed it. We missed it. So I was getting back.
I need some pizza. I got 8 girls coming over here tomorrow. The daughters got their friends coming over to have a premiere.
He wants the 20 pizzas tomorrow. Look at him. He's trying to order it for delivery, baby. Look at him. He's like, can you tee me up for the 20 pizzas? You owe me 20, but the 20 pizzas tomorrow.
Give me about 8
embarrassing.
pizzas tomorrow, all right?
Fucking embarrassing.
Give me 8 pizzas. It'll take me through the weekend. That's all I need, brother.
Hey, no, what's 8 of the 20?
I already told you. I told you, and I said this.
Teresa.
I said this on stage when it happened. I'm telling you again. You were getting those 20 pizzas all at once, and when you least expect.
We said gift card.
Gift card. They
no
don't
way.
have gift cards at Little
Caesars.
Caesars.
Yes, they do.
No,
my God.
No.
Gift cards
They,
everywhere.
They just write you. They write you a note. Here's 20 pizzas. You've got to hope the same person's there. Oh yeah, I wrote this note.
That they don't retain their people good enough to fucking just write a note.
That's because you don't tip well.
You go there too, bitch. You tell me what the problem is.
I don't go there.
Oh my God! You deliver?
Wow.
I go there all the time.
Is he claiming he doesn't get hot and ready because he's so full of shit? I'm with you, MSS. Fuck Teresa. He's lying right now.
He's a lying bitch.
I wanted to see your reaction.
I was like, he's gonna lie.
I got all my teeth ripped out today.
The fake
I get to have a little fun with you. All right.
Okay. The other thing that I had for banter, and I'll just do it real quick. I got a text message from my sister saying that my nephew has started a YouTube channel and he wanted to know if I could blog about it to try to get him more subscribers and listeners. And I was like, listen, the first thing you should have asked is, hey, Uncle Jacob, could you look at this please first? Because first, I have a reputation, of things that I tweet out and put stuff that I put out there. So I was like, I need to go see what he's doing. And so if you guys want to, anyone can go over and look at it. It is Camden A, because his last name begins with an A. It's baseball kid -15 on the YouTubes. Now, here's the deal. And I know that this is how we started the 108 too, Beef Loaf, but like we didn't limit ourselves and say, oh, you shouldn't do that. We were like, just try it and see what it is. So I'm going through all his videos and they're not horrible, right? They're not great, but they're also what a 12-year-old, 13-year-old is going to produce, right? I think he's 11. So whatever, 11, 12, 13. So I'm like, he's producing something that would be that. And I was like, to first of all, to have the gumption and want to do it and like can plan out something that you're going to record a video on, that's good. So I was telling my sister, I was like,
great start.
Hey, he's using the tools that he has at the house right now, and he's making video, he's making content. I'm gonna go, that's number one, that's a good thing. Second, like he's just got some, he has 2 baseball gloves. So he's like, I'm gonna review these 2 baseball gloves. And now the video was dumb, right? And I was like, this is a dumb video. But I'm like, but some kid might sit there for 8 fucking minutes and watch this video. I don't know, maybe they will. So I'm like,
our videos
telling my
sister.
Yeah. I was like,
More stupid.
don't like stifle them and don't say, hey, you should keep this close, shorter, but you should have a plan of how you want to do the video. You shouldn't be like I said. Like I was like, don't say like I said. I fucking hate that. Don't say that. It's dumb. Don't do it. But and so he was giving them all this stuff. But then so now here's the question to you guys. I'm going to let you guys watch his videos at some point, and then you can probably give him some feedback too. Maybe better feedback than I did. Most likely. But like, how much should we charge him when he gets ready, and he wants to like get like some more notoriety, and he wants to go out and like we got to tweet out his thing, right? Like how much we charge him, my nephew. We got to charge him. We can't just give that shit away for free.
Yeah. Like we built. I think a monthly billing, or what do you think, Teresa?
So well, I wanted to throw this out here. If you're in, if you're listening to this. And maybe you're a podcaster. Or
this is an old MS. This is an old beef idea, by the way.
Yeah, this is a beef idea. We cultivated this together, by the way.
We did.
But if you wanted to advertise on our show, and we can advertise your podcast, hit us up.
I always thought it'd be a great way.
Camden is getting the family discount.
That's correct.
$100 an episode.
That's
from Uncle Chirizi there,
That's
Camden. You got only $100.
Very sweet of him. Very sweet of him to do that.
Loaf, do you got anything to share with us tonight? You said you had a very basic banter.
Oh, I did. Let's get a drink real quick.
Get the drink first, and then we'll come back.
Aloha, Mr. Hand says, like I said, Uncle MSS.
Perfect.
Cheers.
Spike the ball there, boys. I was like thinking about talking about my my little vacation. I went down to Austin, Texas, but it was a different one. We stayed downtown and everything. And then I was thinking, like, you know what? I don't care about people's vacations. It's like watching the slideshow of their vacation.
Who cares?
Like, that's kind of my feel of the vacation. So I'm not going to go through all that. But one thing I did notice when I was in Austin for a few days downtown. People talk about San Francisco or Chicago. They got a lot of homeless people everywhere. And so, of all the cities I've been to, Austin, Texas has a lot of homeless people downtown. And not encampments. Random homeless people just hanging out everywhere. And Mrs. Beef and I, on the 4th of July, actually, we took a walk down on Lady Bird Lake. And we saw a lot of homeless people there. And it struck me, I need to bring this up to you guys and also to the audience, the commenters. Which 108er do you think would be able to thrive or be the best homeless person out of the three of us? Treasy, what do you think? Like, just think through how it would work and who it could be.
Look, you set this up. Look, MSS left. He's
like, come out here. He's like, that's the advice. Just leave. There's a hard question. Just leave. God damn it. So you're fucking cooked.
I mean, I think why is this still up?
I fucking got out. I don't know what.
I think you're dodging the question because you know pussy. That I would be the best homeless guy, and you wanted to make a homeless joke about me.
No,
clearly you guys don't need dental care, so you guys could both be homeless pretty well. So
I think it's me or you, Beef.
Okay.
I think we, I feel like we might not be great at the begging portion of this, but I think we would be able to find the best places in the south side of the city to hide out and just really be out of the way of everything and just kind of be sheltered. I don't think MSS has enough familiarity yet with the underbelly of the city to really know Chicago? Where to go.
No, what do you think, MSS? Who do you think out of the three of us could be like the best homeless person?
I don't know. You guys are kind of prima donnas. You're a little. I don't know. I don't think you could handle it as much. I think I'm probably more recently broke. Like I could probably acclimate to that a little bit easier. Not as being like, oh, I don't have any money. Like I'm used to that. Whatever. I can figure it out.
You're recently broke, but we grew up broke. All right, you had a cushy job in the school system already lined up for you. You didn't have to do nothing. I'm a substitute teacher. I didn't do nothing. Like we didn't have that. Teresa and I didn't have all that.
And
we didn't have the luxury of all that. Okay,
I'm also toured.
To be
So I'm
honest,
like,
you made probably
I'm
twice
used
as
to-
much being a
I'm used
being
to
a
sleeping
buildings
in,
guy
like,
than I did anything
cramped
else.
little places and shit, like doing all that.
Yeah.
Sleeping on a floor. I got no problem with any of that.
So yes, so you're used to that. Catrice, you're probably the closest. Yeah, and you're you know
Oh,
you're the closest that you could be the homeless.
Poor
guy.
phrasing. Poor phrasing right there.
Yes,
You're the closest.
You could probably be
I'm the
homeless
closest to a
guy.
homeless guy.
No, that is that is poor phrasing.
He just put a sauna into his condo, but
I
he's
know.
almost
Oh,
nearly
I
homeless.
cannot
He's nearly
wait.
homeless.
I cannot wait. Cannot wait to come over and sweat my nuts off in your sauna.
I
but
unfortunately
no.
asked Badlands Booker to move it into my place, so
I did like that.
I got a little cleanup.
I did
How
like that
easily
Patrick snuck
cleanable
the,
those
snuck the
new
story in there before you even asked the question, Teresa. I love
I
this.
know. I
He
had the
fucking-
question on the list, and he's like, "I got to tell this story."
Is that it? That was it.
That was it.
That was the
story.
Badlands.
Okay.
That was the Badlands story. I
Him
was like, that's
shitting
why I was
himself,
like, cheers,
moving
cheering
the
when he was like,
piano. Who the fuck moves a piano? Like that's just ridiculous all around. I mean,
But
this is just
here's my thoughts on the us as like homeless guys. You know, Treasy, you've got the
Good to
look.
know.
You can get to the look very quicker
Very
than
quickly.
MSS9. Like,
Yeah.
I think you're like you can get to right now. You're coiffed and everything, but you give you 2 weeks. It's like when you release a pig that's been held and it's going to be slaughtered and it goes out in the wild. It gets back to wild. The feral fucking
feral,
pig.
it's feral
instant.
in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
In
and
2
that
weeks.
would be you. So you'd be out there
Yep.
feral. Now you also have the advantage where you could actually make some money on the street because you play an instrument, you could play some music, and you could probably like entertain some people. So that would kind of work for you. I thought for me, my advantages would be I don't need to wash my hair often.
That's
and so
true.
I'm already ready to be part of
true.
that life. And I will eat almost anything. I'm not that fussy. I've never eaten garbage, but you know what? I'm not that picky. I would probably go in there and eat all that stuff. So like, I feel like I got a good advantage there. But really, I think MSS probably is the perfect homeless person because one thing I observed about the homeless is that they curse almost nonstop. And MSS cannot stop saying the F word.
Oh my
and
God.
all the time. And basically, like, he curses like 5 to 1 to what we curse Treasy on the show. And we're big cursing guys.
I
He's
also
the
so
biggest
much
cursor
bullshit.
guy, though. He's the
I'm gonna-
biggest cursor.
I'll pile
Go
on
fuck
top of
yourself.
this a little bit.
There's no way.
That like I think also like yeah, if you think about let's say we're homeless, right? We're gonna be drinking.
Yeah, of
Right.
course, yeah.
I feel like out of all of us, MSS is the most prepared to fight when he's been drinking. Like he's always
That's
you
true.
know
That's
he
correct.
gets a little hot under the collar.
He does. There's no
Yeah,
question.
so
I
I
do
think-
fight.
I-
I can't fight.
I think it might I think you might be all right out on the streets. I think you might be all right on the streets, MSS. Like I feel like you can. You got to learn a little bit about Chicago though to find the nooks and
Word.
crannies.
Yeah. Word.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, I'll take you to some
Probably
viaducts
not say
the-
word.
this weekend, and I'll show you some of the good spots.
Where? Where we go?
Some of the viaducts. I'll show you where's
What's
a good
going
spot
on
to drink.
viaducts?
Yeah. We'll drink with some of those dudes that live under there.
Nice. I just want to live with. I'll live with the people behind Benny's over there off the
Line
on
you up.
Roosevelt.
Oh no, I don't think you
Tent
could.
City.
I don't think you could hack it there.
No.
I don't think I could either.
That's a
It's too
drug
much
culture
fun.
right there. That's a drug culture.
Oh,
That-
a lot
that's
of drugs.
also-
That's needle drugs right there, baby.
That's also
Ooh, I
like
don't-
creme de la creme of homelessness. That's
They've been out there a long time. You're not
Yeah,
ready to
that's
be
true.
part of all that. Yeah, no.
That's
They have
the-
tents though.
You got to break in. You got to break in.
That's the boardwalk and park place of homelessness.
We got to start at Baltic. Fuck.
We're Baltic people right now.
Oh man, I don't wanna be
Baltic
a
and
Baltic
Ralph
guy.
Avenue. That's us.
Gas Money
I
Bob
wanna be
says, would you let homeless MSS shit at your house? I would not. No. MSS, you can shit in front of my house. How's that sound? I'll get the hose out there and blast
would
it away
too.
after you're done.
I would too. I'd be fucking all
Oh,
just
thank you.
shit-
Oh.
flipping off your camera like shit in front of where you're talking about.
You son
I'd
of a
be
bitch.
so
I can
mad.
see you doing that, actually. I can envision you doing that. You know?
I'd be like, I can't believe you added Ian to the 108 and replaced me. Ah.
Who said this show was going to be 2 hours? You goddamn it.
I
you're
did.
Fucking right on. Right
All right,
on
you
the
ready?
money.
Let's play some bills. Want to pay some
we go.
bills?
Yeah,
Play
let's
some
pay
bills.
Hi, I'm My Sock Summer, famous White Sox Twitter personality. If you know me, you know I like a deal. And at Mazda of Orland Park, the deals are plentiful. Looking to enter the plug-in hybrid conversation? Mazda of Orland Park has you covered. Lease a 2025 Mazda CX-70 PHEV for only $517 a month. Imagine getting 490 miles per tank. Holy shit, that's a ton of miles. If you already own a Mazda and are looking to upgrade, current Mazda owners can get a loyalty reward towards the purchase or lease of a new Mazda. Mazda Loyalty Reward provides $1,000 for current Mazda customers who purchase or lease a new 2025 Mazda vehicle. And finally, if you're looking to buy new in 2025, take advantage of Mazda's 2.9 APR financing for 36 months. Save some money while driving one of the safest vehicles on the road. Mazda of Orland Park, home of the Zoom Zoom Nation. 8910 West 159th Street, Orland Park. 708-444-3200. Zoom Zoom.
So you thought you were going to get away without having any White Sox talk.
Nope.
Yes.
But no, you
It's
are
goofy,
not.
though.
We got to talk for a second. We got to give some flowers to Garrett Crochet for making the All-Star team. He's having a tremendous season. MSS, you wrote a blog about it. Just give us a quick moment on Garrett Crochet.
Yeah, no, I wrote a blog, which some of you read, not enough of you, but more of you should read it. And it was basically what I said was like, this is this kind of the story that you live for when you have these shit seasons. Like, there's nothing going right, nothing good, and there's nothing you can point your finger at and go, I like this. But when a guy who has been on the struggle bus since he showed up to town fucking is just blowing the doors off of the car with his pitches and just how he's going out there and taking care of business, it is just the best thing to see. And the guy had thrown 12.1 innings in the previous 2 seasons till this year. And he is a fucking major league all-star this year. That's fucking amazing. And like, you guys are right about the cussing. I'm sorry. But yes, it is. It's just like, this is the story that makes you go, this is why I go back to the ballpark. This is why I want to go watch this guy pitch. And I've probably been in almost all of his games. And it's just because I want to watch this because this is something special and it's something we're not going to see. So like, I just wanted to throw it out there and just be like, hey, everyone always like, why are you still going to these games? They suck. And it's like, this is why, because you get to see a performance like this, and Fetty's doing the same thing, and then Paul DeYoung at a lesser extent. Just watching some guys succeed that had been struggling. If you don't like human interest stories like this, then go fuck yourself. Why are you watching baseball? This is what baseball is all is. I mean, if you want quick action and shit, watch football. Okay, you go do that shit because this is what baseball is. It's a grind, and you want to succeed 30% of the time, right? So like, and you're doing good if you succeed 30% of the time in baseball. But like, for this, like, I don't know. This is a story that you need to latch on to. And Garrett Crochet was perfect. And I was going to tweet it. It was be like, this is why I love baseball. And I was like, fuck that. I'm going to waste my whole morning and write a blog that only 16 people are going to read. But like, I'm going to do this. And, people, hopefully somebody will read it. But yeah.
It's such a good blog too. Such a good blog.
It is fantastic. I think it's that you end every blog title with a period that drives me and everyone else on the internet nuts to make them not read it. But it actually doesn't. I just love
I was going to say, what am I supposed to do? An exclamation point?
just it doesn't need to be a period at the end.
I like the periods.
But I love it because I know it's yours. I don't even have to look at who wrote it. I know that you did it. But let's talk about some other all-star performances this year that we've seen. And we're going to go through a couple and just get a little bit out here and see what we think about these. So the first all-star performance that we want to talk about is the all-star of giving you the nervous shits when they're out there.
Yes.
MSS, who's the all-star of giving you the nervous shits?
Now listen, I know he just did something that hasn't been done in 100 and some fucking years. Okay. And everyone's like, oh, well, now he's got Scott Boras as his agent. So of course he's going to play Grant because he needs to get that next paycheck. No, bitch. They're still looking at all the other fucking innings that he just did. And he fucked up. And there's nobody that has given me more nervous shits and more bubble guts than Michael Kopech this year, because you're just like, even when we were at the game on Monday, and I know you guys weren't there, but Trees, you were there. Loki weren't there.
I was not there. I was not there. Trees, was there though.
I was very high. It was nice and high. But like, even when we're there, we're like, yes, getting the 2 outs is not a problem. It's getting that third out is which causes all the problems, because he starts fucking up and things start going crazy. His cleat gets stuck. He falls down. Like all these weird fucking things that just happen just to him because he's so in his fucking head. He'll do one thing and he'll be in his fucking head and it fucks up everything. So hopefully the signing with Boris and that kind of cleared his mind. Maybe having this good outing, maybe you'll make him go forth and like be fine. But honestly, I couldn't think of one other person that I am so nervous to see because let's be honest, 50% of the roster you don't expect to succeed or do well. So you're like, well, why am I going to get nervous? This guy's going to suck anyway. But with Kopech, I'm like, I want him to do at least a little well, and I think he can do well, and he doesn't. So that's why you get a little,
We get a lot of blah. I mean, a lot of people did. I wrote a blog about Kopech and how bad he's been, but how he'll still be traded because he has the tools and things that teams like. And I clipped Sox mom, Melissa, and she was like, "Yeah, he gives me more agita basically than Aaron Bummer." And it's like a lot of people hated Aaron Bummer coming in there to pitch. They were nervous about that, but Kopech even matching that is insane shit, and it's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on Kopech. I feel like that is the if we were on the Family Feud, that's the fucking number one.
That's the number one. Right. That's right.
Beef, we got to fill in the next slot. So Beef, who are you going? You got
to go for 33 shit? And 27 right now. People responded.
I've got a guy who is going to fill in the next slot because for me, this guy, I didn't understand his early success. I did a video about it, and I really couldn't figure out what was happening, why he was doing well. And then pretty much right when I did the video, he started doing as poorly as I thought he probably would do, and that's Jordan Leisure. Jordan Leisure was already anointed. He's going to be the high leverage guy. He's going to come up here and be great. And what Jordan Leisure did when he got here was he didn't strike anyone out. He walked more people than he should. But initially, he had a lot of bad ball luck. Things got into people's gloves, and he looked like he was a pretty good reliever. And people got really excited. And the prospect huggers, they really fucking loved it. They were super pumped up. Oh, this is the man or whatever. And then the luck turned back in the other direction in the batted ball. And those things started falling in and he started struggling. And the White Sox sent him down. They're like, okay, Jordan, you got to go back down. You got to work on some things or whatever. They got to a point where they needed to call him back up. They needed a fresh arm. And the Twins just took it out on him. They're like, you do not belong here, son. And we're going to hit 117-mile home runs, 117-mile-per-hour home runs off of you on this. And so, to me, anytime he comes in the game, I just feel bad for the kid at this point. I just think, like, he's not armed with the secondaries to be able to do the job that he needs to be able to do. And I don't think he's a major league reliever at this point. And it gets me queasy because I like him. I thought, okay, something might be going right here, but it wasn't.
Cool name, too.
I'll tell you, though, I still have a problem with the prospect huggers. Right in this whole situation, because like he's not doing well. Like it's obvious he had a bad time, and then he comes up, and he's got a 3-run lead in the 7th.
Yep.
And he blows the lead. Fine, you're a young pitcher. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, he screwed up.
But I got these people out there in the mentions. I got people in the stands that night, turning around and going. They said they weren't going to put him in high leverage situations. That is not a high leverage situation.
Right.
3 runs up in the 7th. If you can't pitch him in that spot, you can't pitch him any spot. Well, you might as well be down 20. He might as well be Danny Mendick. Bring in Danny Mendick instead. Like, listen, no position player playing. Like,
is he only here for cleanup? Like when they're down 15, I put in Jordan Leisure. What a great prospect. Like, no. Like, so I get annoyed by shit like that. Don't blame Grifol for this.
No.
The poor kid had a rough outing. He's young.
Yes.
He screwed up.
You're asking him to pitch in the major leagues. It's going to be tough. There's going to be downs, more downs than ups.
Yeah, no question.
But don't fucking go. Look, a lot of shit is Grifol's fault. You don't have to find stuff.
Right.
You have to make stuff up. There's plenty.
That's all
of
we're
material.
saying. Plenty of things to hate the White Sox on too. You know, you don't need to make shit up.
I'm going to go a little different direction on the nervous shits. All right, someone who's been doing well.
Oh,
and that's Drew Thorpe. I
like this.
There is so much riding on this poor kid. And he's been doing well, but like I'm still very nervous for when the really good hitters come up that they're just going to sit and wait for that change or sit and wait for the fastball and pound whichever one they're waiting on. And like it just makes me very nervous for him, right? Because like at this point, I'm not nervous for myself. I walk into every situation assuming the team's gonna fuck up, right? But like,
Right.
Easy enough.
MSS, we were at that 4th of July party over the weekend, right?
Yes.
It was on Sunday, and
The
I said,
7th.
hey,
Yep.
I said, hey, turn on the Sox game. Kopech's about to blow the fucking game. He had just walked into the game,
Yep.
and it happened.
It did happen.
It's predictable, right?
Yeah.
These things don't give me the nervous shits. I know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen to Drew Thorpe, and I really don't want it to. I really want this kid to succeed, and I love the fact that he is not a fireballer, only because I think, and we've talked about this in the stands, that because the game has shifted so much to velocity on the pitching side, so much to like fastball, like 100 mile per hour fastball, 94 mile per hour slider, that every time something pushes so far in one direction, there's going to be something from the opposite side that comes in and surprises people. And Drew Thorpe is that. And I like it. I want it to work. I would love to see it work. And that's why it makes me nervous, because I actually have something to hope for. And like having that hope
And it could hurt you.
is uneasy because I've had none with this fucking team.
I respect it. I love it.
I can understand
Great choice.
that.
Great
That's a good choice. That's a good pull.
All right. Next All-Star. All-Star of disappointing you more than your pop time on prom night. Beef wrote that one, and I was like, oh, Corey Lee. Oh, no, it's not a Corey Lee thing. I
No.
love this.
Something else.
I
It's gonna
love
be a
this
little
so much. Beef,
something
I'll
else.
start with you since it was your wonderfully phrased All-Star.
Your wordsmithing.
Boys, there's no one on this roster that has disappointed me more the last 2 seasons than the big baby, Eloy Jimenez. And it's just like, I had so much hopes for him. And even like when it didn't work out great, like 2021, he had a down season. And even 2022 was injured a little bit. But in the second half, Eloy on one leg absolutely crushed. He was one of the best hitters in a single half a season for the White Sox in the last 40 years. In the second half of 2022, I saw a tweet someone put out, I wanted to get rid of Eloy a couple years ago. Why? He was killing it a couple years ago. A couple years ago, he was a goddamn monster. The problem has been,
Fucking revisionist history.
of course, the injuries,
motherfuckers.
but not so much the injuries, Treasy. It's this man is hitting the ball into the ground so much, and the swing and the health and the pitchers and everything.
And the running.
I saw a stat that someone said that after he came back from the injury, you know, for the season, he's got 60% ground ball rate. After he's come back from the injury, he has over 70% ground ball rate. You cannot be 6'4" and a big, strong guy like that and pounding the ball on the fucking ground. You cannot make a living that way. And it just frustrates the shit out of me that he's never been able to fix the swing. And I remember way back in the day when he was a fucking prospect, Nick Schaefer saying he's never going to hit enough fly balls to be a great player. And he was right. This man has never figured out the way to lift the ball with all his strength, and he's just so frustrating. And believe me, like, I have loved Eloy. I can't wait until they buy Eloy out and he goes somewhere else, and I don't have to look at him anymore.
Yeah.
And that really hurts me because I really wanted Eloy to work out.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this would be on my list. I mean, I'm the guy that predicted the 74 home runs.
Yep.
All of his career, and it's disappointing because like you saw the moments where it was like, this is it, this is fucking beautiful. It's gonna happen, right? And you even thought, give me the Buxton style career here.
Right.
Or like a Milton Bradley, right? Like give me like 100
man, Milton
games
Bradley
a
would be
year.
awesome.
Give me 100 games a year and crush. That's
Right.
all I want. Like I know you're gonna get injured. You run like
That's
Bigfoot.
fine.
You're gonna
Yeah,
get
right.
fucking injured.
You're like Bigfoot.
Big Bird.
Big
not
Bird.
Oh, they
Bigfoot.
said
I would
Bigfoot.
not disparage Sasquatch. All right. But yeah, it's not happened. It's like even the games that he's here now, I have no hope for him at the plate. I'm wondering to myself, why am I not seeing Corey Julks instead of seeing Eloy? Like put
Yeah,
Eloy back
right.
on the IL, and by the IL I mean just cut him.
Yeah.
It's like go away. We don't need to see you, kind of thing.
Go spend some time with your family.
There's it's got to get to that point after the trade deadline, right? If no one wants him, which I don't think anyone will want him.
Yeah, no one will.
You just let him go, right? Because
you're
not learning anything, and there's other guys you want to learn about. Don't let him go. He can't play a position. He's not helping, right? He's only there to bat, and he can't bat. So
right. Yeah,
I can't believe I'm saying this. That's why I'm like.
I know this is so heartbreaking
that you
even talk about this, right? You know, like
MSS, give us a less heartbreaking one.
Well, I don't know if that's in the cards, but yeah, no, I like as far as most disappointing. I just picked up another one of these. Yes, I got this. I got my 25 bobblehead check-in of Andrew Benintendi, and he's disappointing on like several levels because we didn't have like the highest expectations coming in, and he's still not even meeting those. Like, just get a good jump on a fly ball. That would be nice. Maybe get the fucking slap base hits that we were promised that you were gonna get. And then all along, not only you're not doing what we thought you would do, which was not a lot. You're the highest paid free agent we've ever had. So it's just like kind of rubbing in our face. Like, listen, this team is awful at making decisions when it comes to spending money on some of these players, because my God, I mean, you couldn't have like written a worse person to give all this money to. And it's just bad, guys. Andrew Benintendi is just not, I don't know. It's very disappointing.
That was very well broken down on all the levels in which he's kind of like, and even thing that he was pretty good at, even when he wasn't good last year, was the base running. He was decent, and he's not good at that anymore either. Like everything is just kind of going all the way. Like he's got.
Feels like it's all falling apart.
Yeah,
like when I was writing that blog about what it would take to actually trade him, and thank you all for responding to me on Twitter, but not actually reading what I wrote.
We are in that portion of the season.
We're in that zone of the season where people just aren't reading. They're like,
just
fuck
don't care.
you.
Like,
I saw that selfie with Sheriff and go suck a dick.
But
thanks, Reddit.
But I'm writing it, and so obviously I'm looking up like, what are other markets writing about this, right? Because with a guy like Benintendi, he's been in other places. There's going to be people writing about it, and of course in Boston they wrote about it, and it was the title of this is telling of just what this situation is. It said something like former world champion on the trading block, right? And I'm like, well, that's an encouraging title, right? Maybe the people of Boston would like this guy back. And it's about Benintendi, and they're like, basically, he's having his worst season ever, coming off of his second worst season ever.
Yeah, no shit.
And we're not sure who could use this guy, but it's basically not the Red Sox. Like that was pretty much the.
Please don't send him here.
And I still ended up saying a way to send him to the Red Sox, but only for pure hilarity, because it would have sent Giolito back to us.
Oh, we'll take Giolito.
But
I'll take a broken Giolito over an Andrew Benintendi.
If I'm talking about who's disappointing me in the first half, more than my pop time on prom night, it is you, the fan, who is taking a victory lap on one Andrew Vaughn and one Lenine Sosa. Calm the fuck down. Calm the fuck down. These, like, everybody who's doing it are the same people that would slap your fucking hand if you said, "Oh, this guy's doing great," and they'd be like, "Small sample size, dude. What do you you only got a couple games." And now we got this small sample size of these guys who have done terrible other than this.
Right.
And they're like, they figured it out.
No.
It all came
It's happening.
together.
It's happening.
Where are they saying this about Vaughn?
We knew it was going to happen.
Everywhere.
Eat crow, Beefloaf. Eat crow.
I haven't seen this at all.
Wait,
What's happening?
What's Beefloaf going to do? He's wrong about Andrew Bennett. He's wrong about Andrew Vaughn. Oh,
Tag
my
me in
God.
that shit.
And it's like,
see
yeah, he got hot for a couple weeks. Andrew Vaughn's WRC plus right now for the season, 94, well below average and way below average for a first baseman. Still not good. Ian Eskridge and I have been going back and forth on Lenine Sosa. Lenine Sosa got hot a couple weeks. Lenine
He did.
Sosa's WRC plus
want-
for the season, Treasy, 78.
I want Lenine Sosa to be good. But here's a question for you. Here's a question for you all.
Say it.
And if you're listening, and if you're a Lenine Sosa stan,
Tweet us.
Yohan Moncada comes back. They put Yohan at third.
Yep.
Are you putting Lenine Sosa at second base, or are you putting him at shortstop? Are you finding a spot on the field that's not third base for Lenine Sosa? Because if you're not, Lenine Sosa needs to be a 30 home run motherfucker at third base. All right, because otherwise, it ain't cutting it. He ain't that good
Right.
in the field.
Right.
So
Poor
tell me
defender.
he's a second baseman. Just
Yeah.
tell me he's a second baseman, and that 78 WRC plus is still terrible. So
Still not good. Yeah.
I thought our friend Polish with Extra Onion said it correctly when he said, I think Lenine Sosa is actually a major league bench player. And I think he's right. Like
He
he's
very
a,
well might be.
he might be a utility guy that you
I don't
bring
know if
in.
I even agree
but
with that.
He's not a guy that you want to put out there and have starting role.
I don't know if I agree with that, because right now, if I'm looking at him, he's a backup third baseman, possibly a bad backup second baseman. He can't play
Right.
shortstop. I need a lot of home runs
That's true.
to be that position.
That's true.
It's funny. I'm glad you brought this up,
it
Treasy,
took
because
so long for Donovan Solano to get picked up,
yeah,
and Donovan Solano's way fucking better than what Lenine Sosa is right now. And so maybe Lenine Sosa grows up to be him, but he's not him yet. And that guy is like trying to find a team. I'm writing a blog about this guy a week into the season. Why isn't this guy on a team? He's along with Tommy Pham.
right.
Don't be in that group if you're the next star of the team.
Well, it's funny. I'm glad you brought that up, Treasy, because I was thinking about this the other day. It's like, man, I might have to eat crow on something. I had written initially when Sosa came up, and they kind of brought him up. It was during a weekend series against Baltimore. And I remember that my family had COVID, but I didn't, so I didn't go to the game. And I was like, I couldn't believe all the outrage. Like, oh, they're burning an option on Sosa and all this stuff, like all this shit. And I was thinking, if an option on Sosa matters so much, this is going to be a problem. And now I'm looking towards next year. I'm like, Sosa really, to me, is an up and down guy. That option would matter for him. Like, he's going to need it pretty soon, because he's not really a regular on the roster. Like, he is probably a guy like, oh, you bring him up from the minors, and like, well, if he gets hot for 3 weeks, great. Well, he's covering for this guy who's injured. But I'm not even sure he's a bench guy, because I agree with Treasy. Like, you need a lot. You need the power to manifest itself, right? There's not a lot of defense in either of the spots. So I get what Polish is saying. Yeah, that's kind of like the mode for him. Like, you bring him in, hit him against a lefty or whatever the fuck, but like, that's a low level of utility.
You can't be taking up a spot if you can't do it, right?
That's
yeah,
right.
I get
That's
it.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So maybe,
that's right.
but maybe he's trending. Maybe he's trending that.
Maybe
way.
he's coming up. We'll see.
I would love to be wrong. I would absolutely love.
Please
to
be
be
wrong.
I like the guy. He seems like he's putting in the work and is trying to improve. So
Hits
that's
the ball hard too.
Jumping
Yes.
out over your skis over guys like Sosa and Vaughn right now just blows my mind. Just blows my fucking mind.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm disappointed in all of you.
well. Didn't Vaughn get
too-
an F minus, or was that a Sherwood?
I think he was just on the picture.
He was on the image, the
Yeah.
graphic.
He was just a poster boy.
Oh,
for
he
F-
deserves the F minus, myself, for being honest.
All right, now we got the all-star of surprising you more than that time you woke up after a bender, not hungover. So this is a good one. This is something you want to happen, something that you are surprised has happened, and you're taking it with great fortune. MSS, who do you got?
So it's not a complete surprise, because I did predict that he was going to do very, very well for this team, but he did what I thought would be really good in the first half of the season. That's my guy, Paul DeYoung, hitting 16 home runs so far. And I was like, yo, if we get 50, we talked on this show, I feel like, or live or somewhere, I don't remember. And we said, listen, if you get 15 home runs, and you guys are like, dude, if he hits 15 home runs, that's good. And he did that in the first half of the fucking season. So that is just like, this is found money. This is a surprise. This is the way I felt the other week when I was totally blacked out after Saturday when neither one of you guys showed up to the game. And I wake up Sunday morning, I'm like, I'm still fully clothed, face down on my bed, but my head doesn't hurt. I'm like, this is fabulous. Like, this is a great day. I can seamlessly go into the Sunday soak, not hungover, and start drinking immediately. This is a good day, and that's how Paul DeYoung feels to me. Like, like he has done what little we expected of him, offensively, and we were just like, good job, Paul. So yes, that my guy is Paul DeYoung.
He's done well. He costs nothing. I mean, like he would be first on my list as well. Like as someone who like, oh shit, yes, this has been great. Like I really enjoyed this. If Chris Getz could mirror this every year and sign a really cheap guy who has this much production, we would be in great shape. So I totally agree with your selection there.
Yeah, I mean, I think when I wrote about him, like before the season, when I wrote the epic blog, Paul DeYoung is a shortstop. I think I said something like if he hits 15 home runs, like that's all you could ask for. Like that's what you're hoping for. And to your point, MSS, that shit, job done already. Like we're looking at a guy who could hit 25 home runs this year.
Yeah.
Right? 25 home runs.
Maybe 30.
Out of your shortstop.
It's great.
Is fucking good. Even if he has a 280 OBP. I don't give a fuck. Right? And so it's nice. I mean, like if he was fielding a little bit better, I mean, that'd be fantastic. I do think he gets traded though. I think that like him being like the position I was just talking about of like he could back up at second and third, but he has some power. He could also play short. So he does all those things and has the power. That's a useful guy. Yeah, a lot of teams need that.
Man. So he gets traded, Chirizi. We go into the Sean Anderson camp and we're like, hey, let's bring back Tim Anderson. Come suck it up right back in there. No?
I don't think
no,
so.
I mean I think you put Lenine Sosa at shortstop. He's probably our best prospect.
How dare you?
I mean, honestly, if they don't move Nicky Lopez, which I think they'll move Nicky Lopez too, but I would put Nicky Lopez at short. That would be what I put there. I'm gonna say right now, I would not put Colson Montgomery there. I wouldn't bring him up. He's not ready. He's just not ready.
No,
so
he isn't.
Give him some time.
Like that. The point of bringing in these has-beens and never will be's was to keep these guys at the minor league level.
If you need to
develop.
If you need to.
Yeah, if you need to. If they're ready. Bring him up. Push that Palooka out of the way.
That's right.
Like there's nothing wrong with that. But right now he's not pushing anybody out of the way.
No.
Let him figure it out.
You know who won't be surprised if Nicky Lopez gets traded? That's our guy Slim Mick, because he skipped the game today. The fucking run is 16 in his softball tournament. So
the non-existent game. I love getting that text. I thought Doc Ellis texted me. He's like, oh, is Nicky Lopez not playing in the game today? I was like, what day do you think it is?
What's going on here?
It was great.
And then he said
so
cocaine's a hell of a drug. It's such a goofy bastard. Love you, Slim Mick.
Beef, who you got?
All right, I'm going to leave you the easy one, Treasy, but I'm going to go with my guy. And he was picked up off of waivers. We didn't even know this guy was going to be here to start the year. And since he's come over, he's given competent at-bats. He's been a guy I've like championed to get more plate appearances. And I hope after the trade deadline, they make an effort to get him in the lineup much more. And that's Corey Julks. Like, I like the idea of grabbing an outfielder from another system, especially one like the Astros, where, look, they're blocked up in the outfield. They're blocked up on the whole lineup because they have a championship team. They have had one. And so you have a guy here who, like, can't break in with that group, but not of the ilk that where they want to trade him. They kind of wanted to keep him and be there, and they ran out of time with the guy and ended up having to let him go. I like him here. He's given great professional at-bats. He's got power. He's got speed. He's got kind of all the things you'd like, even if he ends up just being a fourth outfielder on the roster. Like, we're looking around and trying to make Corey Lee be a thing. Corey Julks is a thing. Like, he is a fourth outfielder at a minimum, but he probably could be a starter if you would give up on Andrew Benintendi or you figure out something out there in the outfield. So, to me, like, that has been a nice surprise, something I hope the White Sox are aggressive with as we continue into next season, because next year is not going to be a great year. It's another year for gathering up as much talent as possible, and Corey Julks has been surprisingly good.
Yeah, I think, Beef, that is exactly where the Eloy thing is. It bothers me, right? Because Eloy's taking up a spot. They're trying to give Gavin Sheets at bats, and rightfully so, right? You've got to figure out what Gavin Sheets is. He's shown some promise. He's a guy that could be a bench player or more on the team. Give him the at bats, but because they need to give him the at bats, right field gets clogged. Because you're paying Andrew Benintendi way more than. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna stop myself there. They're not paying Andrew Benintendi way more than they should. That was the price to get a left fielder for them. They paid it. Now they're acting like it's the biggest fucking albatross contract that's ever existed, and they don't know what to do around it. And every other team is eating a contract of that size with some bum that they probably already cut, and it's just on the bottom line of their COTS contracts page. So fuck that. But bench him. Like, just like he doesn't need to be out there. But them doing all those things is blocking us from seeing, is Corey Julks a guy? Because Corey Julks might not be a guy.
He might not.
It might be like what we saw with Corey Lee, where in a small sample, it's like, oh man, this guy can really hit, and this guy's this athletic catcher. And it's like, well, now when he's the starting catcher, that falls apart a little bit, right? And then maybe you see like, okay, he's just a backup, right? Like Corey Lee is probably a backup catcher. Corey Julks might be a backup outfielder, or he might be less. But we got to figure that out. Give him the at-bats. Stop giving other guys at-bats that we know what they are. And we don't want them. Right. So I think, I'm with you on that. I think that if we're going to go with someone who surprised us and is just it has been fantastic, even though Jeff Passan told us, you're going to like this guy, even he was a little bit reticent to say, like, that he's definitely going to be great. Right. Eric Fetty has been fantastic. This is there is part of me that wants to believe that ownership will change in the next month and we'll keep Eric Fetty because he's such a cheap contract, and like we might spend money to do something next year. I know we won't, right? It's just that fantasy land in my brain wants that to be the case. It sucks that we're gonna have to trade Eric Fetty because I really like not only his performance, but what he represents, right? Like he represents a guy who's like, all right, I flamed out in the majors. I was a first round pick. It didn't work out. I still want to figure this out. And I will fucking go to the other side of the planet Earth to figure this out. And I will figure it out, and I'll come back, and much like Rick Vaughn wanted to do to Lou Brown, he'll stick it up your fucking ass and show you that he's supposed to be a major league pitcher. Yep. And the guy did it. And
he did so far.
So impressive. That is so impressive. There's no question. I love the story. I love all of it. And it's great that I think it's great that they went out there and got him. They got him against the Mets, right? The Mets ain't cheap.
They outbid the Mets.
The Mets ain't a cheap team.
Steve Cohen.
So you won that bidding auction. It was a small bidding auction. It was. But even then, you had some conviction about it, and you brought this guy in. I love that. I fucking hate that we talked about Crochet earlier. We talk about Fetty now. These are wins for the organization. And those wins are fleeting because we're going to go roll it over. Roll it over.
Try it again.
Yep. Trade Zach Greinke, see if we can figure this out the next time around.
Do you think that Fetty is the all-star representative if Garrett Crochet hasn't having the same season he's having?
Of course, yes.
Easily, right?
Because I'm surprised he didn't make it even with Garrett Crochet. Like he probably should have. That good. Like
two all-stars from the Sox would have been wild. That would have been an incredible. They're like they might lose the most games in the modern era of baseball. But they got two all-stars.
I think I saw Ozzie Jr. tweet it and say, there's no way they would allow the White Sox to have two all-stars having this bad of a record. Yes. Like Fetty deserved it, but they would never allow this shit. So like that's why you only got one. Like, and I believe it. It makes sense.
Get a quick drink here.
Let's do it.
I love it. Thank you, Giselle. Yes! Thanks for coming around.
Yes. Hell yes.
Giselle says, Freddie Garcia, most forgotten 05er in the game. Take a lap, Summer. Cheers.
In the game, I think is what it says. Yeah, cheers.
Love it.
I love the $4.99 there from Giselle.
We need to meet Jason. We need to meet this person. They need to come to the section.
We do 100%.
We'll pay you back
another
for some
one
of
before that too.
We'll pay you back for some of the super chats with buying you a beer. You come to the section.
There was another super chat before that.
Was there? Oh, I missed
Birthday Boy.
God,
Birthday Boy had one.
Oh my God. I think we got a couple. Did I?
It might have.
That's the one. That's the one he's talking about. I think.
Tadahito
that one
says,
too.
Jake said he'd be a guest on MSS's nephew's show.
Hell
And he says,
yes.
thanks for the birthday wishes today. Cheers, Jake. And
Cheers,
buddy.
Jake. Happy birthday. We sent Jake
Then we got
a little bit of a birthday present. His father bought him a shirt, but we sent him a 05 replica ring and a Mark Burley bobblehead. That was given to us by Beach Pig, who's out in New York. He gave me all his bobblehead collection. I figured Jake was the perfect person to get the Miller Lite sponsored 05 championship ring so that he could wear that around. And his dad said he's loving it. Todd's like, he's been wearing it all day. So good job. Happy birthday, Jake.
That's awesome. Happy birthday, buddy. Speaking of birthdays,
The other birthday boy.
It says super chat won't let me send a chat of all F-bombs. Sorry, I tried. Use those asterisks.
Appreciate you.
Cheers, Luke.
Cheers, Luke. Happy birthday. Happy 4-0.
All right, man. We've hit it hard tonight.
We
I
did.
feel like we
Like
Good
two
show.
shows.
Good point.
Good show.
But it's always we always end with this, so it's time for thank yous and GFYs. Beef, who you thinking?
I am not thinking anyone. I'm GFYing the Haktua girl. Not because of her.
Oh,
But because there's some chick out there saying that she'll fart on it with fake farts. And I just feel like this is a serial killer vibe right here. They're all going to copy her and try to do weird shit. You know, right now it's starting with farts, but it's going to get way worse than this, and it's going to be just horrible. I don't mind the Haktua girl. I saw a little interview with her. She seems totally nice. I wish her that she gobbles up as much money as she can in her 15 minutes of fame.
Keeps her clothes on.
GFY to
all
her
that money.
for creating an opportunity for other idiots to do weird shit.
I mean, listen, the number of White Sox podcasts has significantly grown since we started the 108 podcast. So
GFY to us?
we're kind of the same way. Okay, so people are like, listen, if these fucking drunk, stupid, fat, ugly, everything they call us on the Reddits, right?
Yeah.
If they can do it, I can do it too. And then they try to do it, and then it flames the fuck out. So go fuck yourself to those people that think that we don't really do anything up here. We appreciate that.
MSS, who you thinking of GFY?
I am thanking my extended friends and family for the weekend and week that we had for the 4th of July holiday. It started on the 3rd. We're fucking at goddamn Lake Michigan, like out on wave runners, dinghies, playing at the sandbar. Girls are going crazy, just having a good time. 4th of July, go back to the mean streets of Sterling, and we're just having a party out in Rock Falls. My uncle bought a bunch of fucking fireworks and set them off on the shore at my other uncle's house, and nearly blew us all up. But it was fun. It was a good time. Everyone had a good time, and then came back and then celebrated the holiday in Crystal Lake with your guy you grew up with, Polish with Extra Onions, who generously every year opens his house and his arms to all of us. And thank you, Crystal Lake, for moving the parade so there was no parade traffic. I got there like immediately, and we got a parking spot, and it was just a great fucking time. So thank you to friends and family for this past weekend. Terezy, what's up?
Beef, before I do mine, I just got a quick message from someone named Ross. He says, hey, fellas, good to see your beautiful
This
face. Good to
motherfucker.
see you. Thank Ross.
Yes.
All-time guy. All-time guy. I saw
you,
that
Ross.
pop up.
Appreciate you, my friend.
Fuck yes.
Good to see you.
All right. My thank you. I want you all to go and go on the Twitters and follow at Jay Bertoletti, because he is the man that made tonight's episode happen. So he hit me up, got in the DMs, and I'm so I'm so happy that he did. Like I was at first, I didn't know if I was being fucked with, and someone was just messing with me. But no, he hooked up the interview for tonight, and I can't thank him enough. That was awesome.
That's awesome.
And of course, thank you to Patrick Bertoletti for spending time with us.
Oh my
tonight.
God.
No
Yes.
question.
Guys, I
What a sport.
got to tease it right now, man. He already hit me up on the text and said, "Let me know when you want to chat again." So,
Hell
baby.
yes.
Beautiful.
I
Let's
don't
go.
know what we're gonna do. I mean, like Festivus is always an option. So like we'll
There's no
keep
question.
things wide open. But like, yeah, I think we might hear from him again. I'm
Didn't
excited
his brother?
about that.
Didn't his brother say he's like, I will make him put on a banana hammock
No,
and get in
he
the Sunday
did.
soak?
He did tell me he might have oversold that. He doesn't know if that's gonna happen. So like,
Respect him
let's-
for that, but still.
it might just be another online situation. But I'm more than happy for that. That'd be fucking awesome. But yeah, I really appreciate that. Like, hey, if you're related to somebody that you think we might want to talk to,
Reach out.
We're more than happy to hear these things. But yeah, that was fucking awesome. I'm still over the moon about that. And,
It was fun.
Until we see you again, which will be probably tomorrow at the park. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon.